Remy Ma, the rapper, she released a new single, a new track, a new song called Sheether, which was personally and purposely directed at Miss Nicki Minaj, the rapper. Big ups to Remy Ma, big ups to Nicki Minaj, okay? I'll look at it like this. Personally, do I think Nicki should respond to Remy Ma and Sheether? No. You've already decided that Remy has bodied Nicki. Remy won. Number one, what did Remy win? Okay, you've already confirmed that Remy has won. So it doesn't matter if Nicki responds or if she doesn't respond. It doesn't matter. You've already confirmed in your mind that Remy has won this quote unquote battle rap beef. I can't even call it that because at this point, I don't even know. I don't even got on record when Nicki Minaj ever snuck this or said anything negative, you know, towards Remy Ma or in her direction or at her camp or anything like that. You know, if you got something for me, let me know. Put it in the comment box or, you know, something like that. Because I don't even know what a lot of y'all are talking about. You know what I'm saying? You've already decided that Remy has won. Okay, you've already made your decision, which is very biased. That's very adorable. But I'm just saying, why should Nicki respond? Why should she respond? You've already confirmed that she lost. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm looking at Nicki. It's like, Nicki, why bother? Why bother? Like I said, I don't think you should respond. Personally, Nicki, I think you should just ignore Remy Ma on this one. Just ignore her. I mean, is this gonna make you any money? You know, is this gonna make you any good money? You know what I'm saying? I would just ignore her. Real talk. Why? Why respond? Why respond? What's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? I mean, Nicki, if you do want to respond, that is your personal business. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Hope you knock two out the park. But, Nicki, I really don't think you should respond to Sheether. Okay? I mean, first of all, I got a few issues with actually, my main issue with Sheether is that I don't like the instrumental. I don't like the beat. I didn't like the beat when Nas used it. Okay? Okay, besides the fact that on Sheether, you know, Remy, yeah, you rapping for like over 7 minutes. I really don't think, it was long when Nas did Ether, but I don't think he was rapping for over 7 minutes. But hey, Remy Ma, I suppose you had a lot to say to Miss Nicki Minaj, okay? So, okay, that's your business. No problem with that. I'm just saying, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've heard things. I've heard about I've heard about like 2 tracks in particular. There may be more. I've heard about, you know, Nicki was sneak dissing Remy, you know, over the years, you know, on a freestyle or something when Remy was away. I heard about 2 tracks in particular where I think on Sheether, Remy references. I know one in particular is the joint that Nicki did earlier not too long ago, this year, with Gucci Mane. You know Gucci Mane. I like Gucci. What was it called? Make Love or something like that. Okay, and then there's another joint, I think, I believe, the joint Nicki Minaj did with Jason Derulo. I rock with Jason Derulo. He's talented. You know what I'm saying? I'm not his #1 fan either, but I could live with Jason Derulo. All right, I could listen to him. Okay, now, for the Jason Derulo joint, I think that's called Swalala, something like that. I listened to Nicki's verse. You know, the thing about Nicki Minaj, you know, when she's rapping on tracks, and Nicki Minaj is not the first rapper to ever do this, and she will not be the last, okay? Rappers diss people on track all the time, whether it's a guy, whether it's a girl, whatever the case may be. Normally when they do it, unless they name names or, you know, say something, you know, they drop, name names, basically. Normally when rappers do this, they're speaking very generally. They're rapping very generally. And that verse on Swalala with Jason Derulo, I think that's pretty much what Nicki Minaj was doing. Most of her tracks, when she's rapping and she's referencing a woman or something like that, she's usually speaking very generally. The only time a rapper is not speaking very generally or rapping very generally is if they name names, okay? And then you got the Make Love joint with Gucci Mane that Nicki did. That track, that verse is a little more personable. I like that joint kind of, by the way, too, because I like a lot of stuff that Gucci's done. That verse is a little more personal. I've heard 2 theories about this verse. It's like, okay, you know, it's either Nicki's talking about Remy, you know, Remy Ma, she's sneak dissing her again or whatever, or she's talking about Azalea Banks. And I know, right? Who the hell is Azalea Banks? in my personal opinion, if there were any intended targets by the names of Azalea Banks and Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj definitely took them out. I mean, wow. I mean, come on, yo. It's like, but listening to the joint, it's like, you know, there's a number of bars, there's a number of lines where, like, Nicki really could have been referring to both of them at the same damn time. I mean, for the most part in the joint on her verse, I feel like Nicki was really talking to Azalea Banks for the most part, you know, because for the most part, the stuff she was saying, it wasn't making me think about Remy Ma at all, you know. However, some joints she said, some of those lines did kind of make me feel like the first line, you know what I'm saying, where she's talking about Real Housewives and Portia or something. It's like, you know, to me, that kind of made me think of Remy, because it's like, okay, you know, you got Portia who's on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Remy Ma and Papoose, her husband, they're on Love and Hip Hop New York. So, okay, that's one, you know. Most of the lines I think really were about Azalea Banks, you know, and it's just Azalea Banks makes it so hard for anybody to root for her. You know, it's just like, yo, this chick, who is Azalea Banks, by the way? But yo, if you know by any chance, you know, feel free to put that down there in the comments below. But real talk though, there were some lines, especially when Nicki started mentioning platinum plaques. And, you know, when I think about platinum plaques associated to music, I don't think about Azalea Banks at all. When she was talking about queens, and when she was talking about, you know, you want to be the queen of this here and this and that kind of made me, some of those lines had me thinking about Remy Ma, for real. Even though I think there have been some pictures, I feel like I saw one once upon a time where, like, Azalea Banks was like, she had some pictures with her with a crown on or something like that. We know Remy Ma got pictures of her with a crown on, so I mean, I feel like a lot of the lines in there could apply to both Azalea Banks and Remy Ma if they indeed were the intended targets, if anybody. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's subjective, you know what I'm saying? And if that realistically is the case, you know, I could see why Remy Ma just said screw this and got real personal real quick. You know, she pulled a Tupac, you know what I'm saying, when he did Hit 'Em Up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. I mean, have you listened to, I'm sure you have. Who hasn't listened to Sheether? Who hasn't listened to Sheether? Even I listen to Sheether and it does nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Pac got real personal with Biggie real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Remy did the same thing with Nicki, not quite to the extent that Tupac did with Biggie on Hit 'Em Up, but I mean, she got real personal real quick. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if Nicki decides to respond to Remy Ma and Sheether, I think it will be dope. Because, like, you listen to this joint, her verse on Nicki Minaj's verse on this joint, it's like, one thing I like about her verse, it's dope, but she has some lines that are funny. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. And to me, that's the key to a great diss joint, a great diss song, and a great creative, talented MC. You know, especially if you're trying to diss somebody. You can throw some bars, some lines in there, some rhymes in there that actually might make somebody laugh. Like, good one, good one. You know what I'm saying. Come on, if you listen to music, you know what I'm saying. So, geez. I mean, now, let's wrap this up. I'll try to wrap it up. Now, if you want to respond, I don't think you should, but if you want to respond, you're a rapper. Go ahead, do it. You know what I'm saying? I think you'd be wasting energy and time and money, but if you want to respond to it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Hit Remy with one of her joints. You know, hit Remy with one of Fat Joe's joints since they seem to be, you know, cool again. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Who the you think you talking to? I pay dues, I spray crews, look up Joey Crack. Mother be like he's back news running this racket. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Hit her with one of the Joe's joints. I mean, come on. Like, who you talking to? You know, if you want to respond, then respond. And I'm sure if you do respond, Nicki, it's going to be dope. You know, but I wouldn't waste my energy. And think about this. Think about this. This is my final thought. I'm going Jerry Springer on you real quick. Big ups to Jerry Springer. let's say you just, Nicki, I think you should just ignore Remy on this one. Just ignore her, B. Ignore her. Now think about how crazy, I'm sure you've heard, I know you heard, how crazy people were going on social media over this Sheetha joint and talking about how Nicki got bodied and Nicki need to take that L and rest in peace and all this stuff, the same crap over and over and over and over. Let's say you just do what you've been doing and just ignore Remy on this one. I think Remy, there's a good chance Remy will feel a certain way about that. Especially since people have just been slicing the heck out of this joint, okay? Remy's got other stuff to do too, which she should be doing, you know. She got the album with Joey Crack, Fat Joe, you know, still got to listen to that. She got her solo album coming out. I heard she's working on that, and I'm pretty darn sure Sheetha's going to be on that. Why wouldn't it be? Everyone loves it, you know? So, I mean, I'm just saying, based off personal experience, I mean, it hasn't really happened to me, not to my knowledge. And if it did, I was ignoring it. I mean, a lot of people feel certain ways when they, you know, they get emotional on something, and they go crazy, and then they get no response in return. They get nothing. You know what I'm saying? So